What's up, bro? Welcome to the night game structure video. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you an overall broad structure on how to game during a club environment, a bar environment, any night game environment. And this is very important because once you understand this, firstly, whenever you go to a club, a bar, you know what you're doing. You know where you are in an interaction. And you also know exactly how to give a girl the right experience, okay? You know how to make her comfortable throughout this experience, and you know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Now, throughout this structure, any of these points that you are unclear about, I'm not going to go super deep into them. You just need to go to the program and look for all of these videos where I go super deep into each part. This is just a broad overview, okay? There's also day game structure videos, so check that out because there's a few nuances to night game. So let's crack into it. So you start obviously by opening, whether it's direct or indirect, okay? Then the goal here is to get an emotional reaction. In night game, you want to get an emotional reaction very early on, okay? Why? You want her to start reacting to you because otherwise there's so many distractions. There's the music, the DJ, the craziness, the lights, lots of people, her friends, your friends. There's all this crazy stuff going on. The only way she's going to focus on you is if she reacts to you. So you want to get an emotional reaction. How do you do this? By using all the attraction techniques. Cold reads, push-pulls, negs, okay, disqualifiers, all of these types of things. Then you want to start to elicit some investment. By the way, what do you do? What do you actually do? Where are you actually from? Tell me a little bit more about you. Now she starts to answer. You might go back and forth, statement, question on that. You might talk for 30 seconds. And then you need to start getting into more teasing, but you want to use all the attraction techniques, okay? Again, basically what you're doing here is you're going back into step 2 and you're getting more emotional reactions. Cold reads, push-pulls, negs, disqualifiers. You're using all of that. This is all covered in the attraction series videos. Now, once you've got the emotional reaction again, you've also got a level of investment already. Now it's time to start DHVing, okay? So now you want to start to basically DHV, okay, and drop hooks. So maybe she says, oh, she's actually an accountant. Then you actually say, oh, well, again, whatever, any statement. For me, this is what I would say, any statement that comes to your head. I've actually got tons of friends that are accountants. One of my friends, good friends, he's actually in South Africa. Another good friend's in Bali. I actually just got back from there for work. And then maybe you leave a vacuum. And maybe she bites onto your hooks. Maybe she even bites onto your DHVs and she starts talking about, oh, Bali, tell me about that. Oh, South Africa, tell me about that. That's pretty interesting. Okay? Or tell me about what you do. Maybe she asks me questions. Now, this might be back and forth talking to her, statement, question. I'm using conversational skills, okay? I'm asking her questions and I'm DHVing at the same time. She's catching on to my DHVs. I'm explaining more. She asks me what I do. I'm explaining even more, okay, through DHVs. And then eventually, I need to now qualify quite hard. I like what you said there. I like that you do X. It's really, really attractive. And you explain more. Again, just watch the qualification video to understand. Then you want to do intent. And here, intent, you can do a lot more than what you would do in day game. Okay, you can actually start to say, you know what, you're very cute. But you're actually very cute in a sexy type of way. You can go right up the escalation ladder. Okay, I actually really like your body. It's really attractive. Okay, then you need to go for isolation. Because otherwise, there's too much chances of interrupts. Too much possibilities of interrupts. Her friends coming in, your friends coming in, craziness, music, too much chances of interruptions, so you need to isolate. What does it mean to isolate? To take her to the bar, to a sit-down location, to an outside area, wherever it is, leaning against the wall, try get somewhere where you can isolate, and then there's less chance of interruptions. And then after you isolate, it's way easier to go into connection and deep qualification. It's hard to do this in night game if you don't isolate because there's so much chances of interruptions and you're never going to really be able to get deep. Okay? And then you want to get into point number 10, step number 10, which is escalate. And again, watch the escalation video because now you can start having some physical touch. Okay? You can start making things a little bit more sexual if you want. Okay? but this is all to do with escalation. And once you've done that, and again, this can be also escalating to the kiss. Once you've done that, now you need to think of closing. Okay, either you close for the date or you close for the pull. So what does that mean? I'm either, let's say if I go for the date, I'm getting her number, I'm finding out her schedule, I know she's a little bit tired tonight, she wants to sleep early, all of these things, I'd rather take her on a date. Okay, well then I need to find out her schedule. I need to time bridge, which is finding out, again, I do a video on number closing, finding out exactly when she's free. And I go through the time bridging sequence, and then I plan for the date. Now, if, for example, I want to pull and we're having an amazing experience together and we want to now take it towards a sexual experience, well then I will start to okay, in my mind, I need to think, okay, what's she doing now? Is there any objections to her coming home with me right now? I need to make her feel comfortable with coming home with me. I need to find out what's going on with the friends, what's actually going on, what's the situation. I need to gather information, okay? And then I need to use all the pulling techniques that I've discussed in the program to actually pull, okay? So this is a broad summary here. So now what does this look like? Maybe I open with a proactive opener, okay? And you'll see this in the program. You should definitely get that drink, okay? You should definitely get tequila. You look like a tequila girl because she's looking at tequila. Or maybe I open with a compliment. I really like your shirt or your t-shirt or whatever. And then she says, thanks. By the way, you look 21. Haha, that's so funny. Okay? Oh, you're actually very cute for a blonde. Okay, maybe I do 2 emotional reactions in a row. Haha, that's funny. Then elicits investment. By the way, what do you do? She's like, oh, I'm a lawyer. Now I go back to getting emotional reactions. Oh, you're very cute for a lawyer. You seem like like you enjoy horse riding. Okay, or anything, a cold read, a neg, a push-pull. Okay, we'd never get along because you're just too feisty for me. Okay, whatever it is, more emotional reactions. Now I'll start DHVing and hooks. Yes, this happened to me the other day. I actually came back from this place, lots of DHVs, lots of open loops, lots of hooks. Okay, maybe she catches on to some of them. We have a conversation. I speak to her, statement, question. I'm using conversational skills. Eventually, I qualify and I reward her on something that she's saying, part of her personality. Okay, qualification, show a lot of intent. You're actually very cute. No, you're actually sexy in a cute way. Okay, then isolate through either leadership, let's go over there, just leading, like let's go over there, let's go here, come here for a second. Or through plausible deniability, which is a reason behind the isolation. I can't really hear you, let's go sit over there. Let's go for fresh air. Let's go have a drink. Now there's a reason. So you can either do it through leadership, come let's go sit there, or through actually having a reason. Either way is fine. And then you do isolation, and in isolation, you do connection and deep qualification. Then you also start to escalate a little bit more, and then you go for either the pull or number for a future date. Okay, and after you get the number, if you're going for the number, don't leave straight away. Go back into point number 9 or even point number 5 or even emotional reactions. Go back into something before you leave. You don't want to leave straight after you got the number, because then it shows the girl that all you're doing is trying to get the number and then you're leaving. Okay, you want to show her that you're not just there for the number, you're there to get to know her. Okay, the number is just the means to getting to know her. So this is the overall structure, but again, anything that you're struggling with, that you're going to have tons and tons of information in the program. Okay, if you're struggling with qualification, there's a 2-hour video on qualification. Okay, if you don't understand isolation, there's lots of stuff about isolation and connection and all of this type of stuff. This is a broad overview, so you know more or less as you're going through the program. You always come back to this type of structure, and it's going to make it easier for you to understand and easier for you to actually implement.